things.
Right.
Through things. And so it's the keeping up with the Joneses. Everybody has to have the same car the neighbor has, the bigger house, the bigger this and that. But look where it's gotten us into. It's an incredible amount of debt. People are in pain. I listened to a radio show that amazes me, the Dave Ramsey show, comes on in the evening, where people that are making six-figure incomes are calling in because they don't even have money to buy food because they're so much into debt. I mean, you'd think that the Lord has given them so much. I mean, obviously they have great families, they have great careers, but they've gotten themselves into so much debt that look where it's gotten our country into.
Right. And I believe it's because we have learned to try to fill our emptiness from the outside, to fill the emptiness inside. And it doesn't. Here's the thing. It doesn't do it. You can have all of that and still feel empty from the inside. In fact, I think you feel emptier because now you have and you know, oh my God, that's not feeling it. It's called a temporary happiness of getting something instantaneously, and it satisfies your craving for that moment, and then you go back to empty. Why? Because the things that we're trying to fill in our hearts or heal in our hearts, only God can fill.
All bad behavior is an addiction, whether it be food, whether it be, you know, there's pornography, whether it be, you know, people that are shopaholics.
It's self-medication. How do I numb the pain I'm feeling inside and fill that void? I'll try to fill it with whatever behavior it is, whether it's drugs, sex, alcohol, pornography, gambling, any addiction, right? Anything that goes over is destroying us, and it really is.
And our society.
Yeah. And so we have an economic crisis. I don't think God, by the way, I want to say something. God is all goodness and is all love. So sometimes we blame God for everything. We say, oh, well, this happened to me because God was there, or God did it, or the economic crisis. No, we're doing it to ourselves. However, God uses the bad things that happen to us, or we self-inflict, and brings goodness out of it if we turn it to Him. Sometimes with the economic crisis that I'm seeing, it's almost like we've lost what the priorities are. Children are growing up without parents because the parents are out working, and the children, and yes, they're providing for them, but I hear it over and over and over from children that are starving for their parents' love. I hear it, whether people want to look at it or not.
He has a question for you.
What if they're not starving for their parents' love? What if they're just starving?
For food, you mean?
Yeah. Is it the child's fault?
No.
Is it because God isn't with the child?
Oh, of course not.
Because I'm thinking, you guys are talking about America. We have to get, our economic crisis has to get a lot worse than it is now before you're going to impress anybody in Darfur with how bad off you are.
Oh, and it's going to get much worse.
And I'm wondering, what did the people in Darfur do to live the lives they're living? Where's God for them?
Well, what are we doing to help them out? The ones that do have the money.
Okay, so it's not God's responsibility. God isn't doing anything to inspire us to go help the people in Darfur. And if He did, why would it be Darfur? Why wouldn't God inspire us to do something somewhere else? Because Darfur isn't the only place where tens of thousands of human beings are living in misery and starvation and disease. So, okay, but do you understand what I'm saying? If God is going to inspire us, presuming that we are open to the inspiration, why are things the way they are? Are we just, are there so few people like you, Samia, open to the idea of compassion that it's just, I mean, it's just going to be that way forever?
Honestly, you want my answer to that? I think there are a lot of good people who are willing to help, but there are a lot of people who are living in the selfish mode that I'm out to myself and I will not compromise what I have. I mean, I gave up my legal career. I gave up a six-digit figure to come and do missionary work here. Was it easy? Absolutely not. Because yes, you give up everything to do that. Let me tell you though, right now I have more peace in my life than ever.
I'm sure.
Than ever. I have never felt so fulfilled as I do right now. Every person I work with, and the Lord told me that, it's worth so much for him, more than any salary I can ever get in any place, because he loves each person that he has sent to me or crossed my path that much. Does he care about these people in Darfur? Absolutely yes. But let me tell you something that's so sad. I think we have more misery in the inside here, even though we have the economic stuff, we have the food on the table, we have the houses and the cars and all that. We have more misery in our hearts than maybe even these children who are starving in different places in the world, because we are starving here for love. And that is the worst. That is worse than the starvation of the body. You know why? Because it goes to the deepest part of your soul. Where is the love? We have lost the concept of true love, the love that gives, the love that you don't need to give me anything in return for it. The love of a mom or a dad to their children, where their children, they don't need to